Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Deux, Witches. We are here, yay, tonight to talk about all things Samhain.
Yeah. If Oberon lets us,
I know, right?
and
Right.
that's sure.
Hopefully, he just doesn't do this all night. This is our co-host. This is Oberon.
We might have a second guest star at some point, but for
I
now,
know, right?
yeah.
For now, I guess he's just going to hang out here. So, hello, everyone. Hello. I'm excited to be back. How about you, Obsidian?
Yeah, me too. I'm tired as usual, but I'm happy.
Right. So, if you are a viewer from last season, you know that it's early Saturday morning over in France
Yeah.
for Obsidian, and it's 8:30. Hi. In Seattle here on the West Coast. Wow, we got a bunch of people already. Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
that's nice.
Hello. So as hopefully you've been watching the trailers and the sneak peeks, and you know that our show is going to be just more of a relaxed type of show this season. We're going to talk about topics from a perspective of a witch, or duh, witches,
Witch.
two witches. Hello, Carmen. You're in I always say it wrong. I want to say Spokane, but it's
And
Spokane, right?
oh,
Hey, over in Spokane. So she's in Washington on the other side of the mountains. Samhain. Yes. Samhain. It's funny. I was talking to my parents on Skype this past Tuesday, right? And my parents and my nephew came to visit a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So my mom, she's Roman Catholic. She said to me on the Skype call this past Tuesday, she goes, "So Halloween's coming up." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Isn't it a holiday for you people?"
oh God.
I'm
Just
like, "You people?" "Well, yeah, isn't it a holiday or something for you?" I was like, "You people, really?" I said, "Yeah." I told her, "Yes, it's a holiday. It's the witch's New Year." And then I kind of gave her an idea that it's like here in the United States, there's Memorial Day in May, where, at least for my parents, they go to the graves of people who have died in our family, and they clean off the grave and they plant flowers and they say prayers. So I said, for me, the way I celebrate Samhain, it's like a Memorial Day, Mom. I
kind of.
said, when I used to, live over on the East Coast and could go to the graves of my ancestors, I would do, clean up. I'd clean around the grave. I'd leave flowers. We'd light incense and candles and invite them to dinner for the dead to our house that night. So it was kind of like, that's the best way for me to explain it to my mom. For us people, you people, crazy. What sort of things do you tend to do for Samhain?
Well, something around what you've just said. I'm living too far away from the tomb of my ancestors, so there is no paying a visit. It's not possible. So it's about sharing memories and celebrating in different ways.
Yeah.
And it depends from year to year. It depends how I am available for that, because it might be difficult time. And now it is because too much work, so we're gonna adjust as we can. But it's gonna revolve around that. And for us, I mean, in France, the actual Witchy New Year is a day off, a national day off. How do you call that?
A holiday.
Yeah, but nobody works.
Yeah,
in the
like a real holiday,
Yeah,
an observed holiday by everyone at
yeah,
on the federal level. Oh my
yeah.
God.
So it is the celebration because nobody has to get up the day after. So it's a nice thing. It allows us to stay awake late in the night. Um, I'm not sure to understand what Carmen is saying. My
Her
solar.
solar return is October 31st. I don't know much about any of it. Oh, I think she's talking about her astrological um her astrological sign. Ow. Stop it. Oh my God.
Has decided to be a pain.
Ow. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, Oberon.
Oh my
Be a
God. He
nice
is.
kitty.
Oh my God.
Not.
He is caught in my wire. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Don't you have, a little spray with water? It's kind of it's efficient against
Yeah,
cats. You need to spray him right in the face.
well, there's debates on whether that creates a more hostile kitty. Like it makes them fight back, and because he was sort of feral when we got him, we
Oh,
didn't want
so you
to
don't want
get him
to
more. Yeah.
give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that just when they are doing huge stupidities, and it doesn't make them more.
No,
more.
we used to use that with alchemy when we got alchemy, and it was very effective. But when we were trying it with this one, he just would become more aggressive instead of like, I think it's the temperament that they start out at. Anyway.
Maybe now you're gonna leave
Maybe.
you alone. Maybe.
Maybe. I think Carmen was talking about, yes, she was talking about her natal chart
Oh,
in
okay.
regards to October 31st. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know anything about tar babies, so I can't. I mean, someone's asking about tar babies.
Yeah. What's that? I don't know anything about it as well.
I don't know anything about tar babies.
Sorry, Kiri. Where are you from, Kiri?
So yeah, Curie.
Disney book.
There's a Disney book with one in it. I don't know anything about it.
Okay. No, me neither. Sorry.
So now that I'm on the West Coast and all my ancestors are on the East Coast, I too can't go visit their grave sites anymore. So what I did last year, and what I think I'm going to, well, this year I don't know if I'm going to have time, but what I'd like to do is in the backyard, sort of set up one. I have some grave dirt from my ancestors before I left, so I think I want to set up sort of like a little place in the backyard, sort of like a headstone kind of thing or something, and put the graveyard dirt there and make that sort of the place that I go to sort of honor them and treat that one like gravestone like their place. where before I used to go to the two different cemeteries that my ancestors were. There was two separate ones that we would go to. So I was thinking of doing like something like that in the backyard, so I'd actually have somewhere like to just walk over to. But in the meantime, before I get that, I just sort of stand at my altar and just sort of invite them. And everything I would say at the gravesite, I just do at my altar, since the little jar of dirt is sitting on my altar anyway with their photos and everything. So that's what I'm going to do.
It's nice.
Other
It's
than
nice.
give out candy and stuff for the kids that come trick-or-treating.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, we do have a bunch of candies if whenever kids come, but it's more an American tradition. Here it's absolutely not the same. We are still a lot imbued with Catholicism,
Mhm.
and it's it's a kind of a church holiday. So it's nice because we do then have to a day off or something else differently. So it's kind of funny and nice, but yeah, no, it's more tricks and treat is about American tradition. Even if now there is more people who do so, more kids, but not much, not that
Hmm.
much.
So you don't have people going out in costume and knocking on doors and stuff, trick-or-treating? No?
Not much.
Wow.
Maybe more in um, a huge town because there is more young people and people gonna want to party, but actually there is not much kids. It's more post teenager people
Hmm.
who take this as an excuse to have a party.
Yeah.
It's not from here. It's not a tradition here. So everyone views it as a foreign tradition.
Wow.
It's we don't. So it's kind of new. It's just, I mean, maybe maybe not 10 years,
Hmm.
less than 10 years. It's fairly recent. Okay, Kiri, just leave some space, please, to others to express themselves. You are talking a bit too much.
Oh, so a
So,
tar baby. Yeah. So a tar baby is a doll made of tar and turpentine used by the Brer Fox to catch the Brer Rabbit. Oh, I'll have to look more into that. And I mean, I kind of briefly remember the story of the Brer Fox and the Brer Rabbit, but not enough to be able to be like, oh, yeah, a tar baby.
mm-mm, I know, but we're gonna take a look
Hmm.
at some point. So yeah, so not much people going around in costume. More people who get in costume at home and having party at home.
Yeah. My daughter, who is 16 going on 17. No, she just turned 17. She'll be 18 in March. Yes. Oh my God, where's the time going by? She is going to her friend's house.
Mhm.
And they're going to do sort of like a haunted house kind of thing
Oh,
for
that's
people
nice.
that go trick-or-treating over to her friend's house. Um, I honestly, I miss the one thing about not being part of the coven is I do miss the ritual on Samhain Eve, because we had, we would hold ritual right at midnight, and then we would after ritual we'd do a potluck, or sometimes we'd do the potluck first and then do ritual, and then after we'd clean up from ritual we would do a seance. So I'm going to miss all that because I don't have a lot of people that I or any that I do any sort of spiritual witchcraft with here in person, so I'm going to miss that. going to miss that. So,
Do you celebrate that with your family? I mean, your
I've never made my children do any kind of ritual or anything. I've never forced them to. I've always invited them, but
I
my son is going off with his girlfriend and my daughter is going to her friend's house. And my husband, he's not, I mean, I think maybe he would if I asked him, but it would be more to please me than for him. So I'd much rather just do something on my own than do it with him just because he's doing it for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
we're gonna have something, but it's really private, and you know, some I won't have the time I had last year to decorate the home and all because there's gonna be plenty of work, as well as it has been since several weeks. But my son not gonna be well. He gonna have a surgery next week, so no, not this year. Not this year. It's gonna be simple, simple. I'm gonna set up the ritual altar, but not too late in the night for him. And after that, I'm gonna do my stuff alone.
Yeah. 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 I'll probably, no, I will. I will do my stuff. Not probably. I will do my stuff alone because I won't ask. I won't ask them to. Yeah.
So yeah,
Is there any sort of like, do you, to get in the mood, do you listen to any sort of specific sort of witchy type music? Do you do anything different leading up to Samhain to sort of get in the
just
mood?
yeah. There is a bunch of music that I tend to listen just around Samhain. Um, One is pretty well known, I think, but I can't remember. Sorry, I'm gonna take a look.
That's okay. We know it's super early in the morning for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And anyway, I'm not good enough in English, so I tend to mess up. So especially at this time.
Honestly, for things like I try to watch like scary movies during this time or
Oh,
witchy
I'm
type
watching
movies.
that all year long, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
me too.
change
But
it.
I kind of like I watch scary movies all year round, but then there's like those ones that are specific, like around like Hocus Pocus. I always think of, the Disney Hocus Pocus movie. I think of at Halloween Samhain. There's
Yeah.
certain ones that seem more Halloweeny ones than just scary ones, you know?
You know that I've I haven't seen this movie yet.
You haven't? Oh my
No.
God. It's definitely a Disney movie and it's an older one, but
I
it's
need
cute. It's
to
cute.
Yeah, I need to watch it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. It's cute. Um, I actually, for an anthology of short stories, a few years ago, 2 years ago now, I submitted a story and it had to be inspired by a sort of Halloween or a horror movie or something. It had to be inspired by something else. And then we had to write a short story based and explain what inspired us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the Women in Horror anthology.
Mm-hmm.
And I submitted a story called The Pickman Sisters, which I sort of was inspired by Hocus Pocus.
Mm-hmm.
And I submitted it, and it was included in the anthology. I got paid to be included in the anthology, and you can find it. It's on Kindle if you want to buy the anthology. But I have a copy of that short story on my website, my author website, and I sort of kind of used parts of that Hocus Pocus, that movie, and sort of wrote different characters, different plot, but kind of was inspired by that. And if you know the story there, then you can see the things I kind of pulled from that, because it was one of my favorite like Halloween-y type movies. Although mine isn't as kiddish. The story I did isn't as kiddish as the Hocus Pocus, because it was Disney.
Yeah.
I like The Great Pumpkin. Oh yeah, Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. Yeah, that's a cute story. I used to watch that when I was a little girl. They used to show it on TV back in the day. The little animated Snoopy, Charlie Brown. Are you familiar? Yeah, The Great Pumpkin.
Yeah. We know it too. I mean, the Snoopy we know, but this specific, not sure. Because it's the same that I was saying earlier. It's not part of our culture.
Culture.
So
yeah.
There's a lot of things that we're missing, but it's coming. It's coming. So there is more and more kind of TV special and more decoration everywhere with pumpkin and all, and more things like this. But
how about Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas?
I don't think I have seen it.
Seen that one? No. With Jack Skellington. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I know it, but I haven't seen it.
You're missing out.
Yeah, I know. I will have to watch all of this.
You won't have time before Samhain.
Not much, but maybe for the next one.
Right.
I will work on it.
I always like to look at the older decoration.
Magic. I was about to say that this is my go-to movie when I want to have a witchy vibe.
Yeah. Although I love practical magic, although it doesn't, for me, it's not like Halloween-y type thing for me.
No,
I just love
witchy.
I just love practical magic for it on its own merit. Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is definitely more of a Halloween-y type kind of thing.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's difficult to watch a movie like this on this time of year because, for an example, Sleepy Hollow, it's a bit too much for my kid. So as there is no way that I can watch anything without him around when he's in holiday, and it's the case. So I cannot watch this type of movie when he's around. So,
yeah. It can get pretty intense.
Yeah, too much. Still, it's too young.
Yeah.
So, which other one might be? I don't know.
Yeah, old black and white movies are. You know what one is kind of, again, a Disney one. I don't know, like how many of you have watched The Haunted Mansion. That had, I think it was Eddie Murphy. It was kind of a kitty because it's Disney. But that one is kind of cute, kind of Halloween-y type. There's an old Disney cartoon for Sleepy Hollow, The Craft. Oh yeah, The Craft is kind of like a Halloween-y type movie.
I do have it too. And it's the same for me. I can't.
Yeah. Oh no, did she freeze? She did. Oh, she's back. Right. Okay.
The weather is not good at all here, so it's maybe why.
It hasn't snowed yet for you, has it? It hasn't snowed yet for you, has it?
No, it was way too hot. Way too.
Oh, it was hot, really?
For this time of the year, no, you can tell the hearse isn't going well.
Yeah,
it's way too hot.
Oh no. It's definitely fall weather here.
Yeah.
The few trees that are changing leaves are actually changing. And where I bring my daughter on Fridays, we go up to Snohomish, which is sort of like just before the mountains. It's very hilly, like not just little hills, but like hills that are bordering on mountains. And as we drive up there, it takes about an hour to get there in the morning and then an hour to get back in the afternoon. And as we go up there, it gets less and less populated because we live in Seattle. So we're traveling away. We're going out to the country. But as we go up into the mountainous hills or the hillless, mountainous, whatever, all the trees that can change color have changed color. So it's definitely fall. It was like 49 Fahrenheit today. This morning, kind of drizzly and rainy though, but it was rather chilling today. So it's definitely fall here.
It's not here, and
No,
it's strange.
oh no,
It's
that's not good.
But it was already kind of the case last year. But now, yeah, no, it's not good.
You got
So,
snow last year though, yeah?
mhm,
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have much snow this year, and at any point.
That's not going to be good.
No.
Because you're
And
in mountains, aren't you? Ew, not good.
no, I mean, yeah, the weather is speaking for itself. The state of the planet is going worse and worse years by year. And when you live in, like me, in mid mountain, you can see it come year after year. You see the temperature rising, and the season being not really themselves. It's too late, or it's too early, it's too hot. It's, no. And,
Yeah.
again, this year the river went dry during the summer. Dry in mountain.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, we have actually the city has to buy water from other city around for us to continue to use water, because there wasn't anymore in mid
That is
mountain.
not
It's
good.
no, it's not good. I hope that people are gonna start realize how desperate the problem is right now about the way we live and the way we use everything without thinking. There won't be enough left for our kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Water is so I don't think people understand
I don't want to
the
understand
situation with water at all.
because they don't want to. Because as usual, it requires to put efforts in it, and nowadays nobody wants to put any efforts in anything. So this is a huge one. That's why nobody wants to listen,
Yeah.
because we all need to change, and this is too much. So yeah, don't worry, gonna be fine. Yeah, sure.
Hello, Raven. Hello, Shadow Sun. Good
Right.
question.
Mm,
Do either of you tend to do any writing during this time of year? Because she tends to write about goals for her path for the next year.
this thing I do specifically during the ritual, either big or little, I have on Sabine, and I burn it. So yeah, this thing, I I do it, but not to keep it. It's part of a spell.
Yeah, for me, I don't write goals for the next year. I tend to release things that have been completed, things that are still maybe hanging around that I'm looking to get rid of, things I want to sort of banish. I do that more at Samhain. And the things that I want to bring in or the goal setting, I tend to do in spring or prior to spring, or after Yule, when things are going to be coming in. That's how I tend to look at it. As much as I look at Samhain as the new year, I sort of look at it as a reflection of everything that's happened. And I
Yeah.
don't tend to like plant the seeds until the spring,
Yeah.
because from Samhain all through winter is more for me is a time of hibernation and introspection and sort of
That's the
coming
idea.
into myself.
Yeah. For me, that's the idea. It's something I need to contemplate because at Samhain, it's the time where things die for me, kind of. And so death goes along with birth. So it's the two period in the year I do something around what I want to accomplish, Samhain and Ostara. Because at Samhain, I'm going to contemplate what I have done or what happened and what I want to let go. Because you cannot go to something new if you're still holding on something old. So for me it's the moment where I do let go of things in order to project myself. And when we are at Ostera, around Ostera, then I do plant seed. But in between I'm gonna contemplate to
Yeah.
transform.
Yeah. You and
And
I
I'm
are
in
so
the
on the
process.
same.
Hmm?
Yeah. You and I are so on the same
Yeah.
sort of vibrational frequency when it comes to that.
Mhm.
Um, so Raven wants to know what our plans are for Samhain, if we care to share. And I think we kind of already sort of touched on that a little bit already, but um, do you want to, do you have any specific plans that you're going to do this time?
Well, less than last year, as I was saying earlier, because we're gonna miss time and opportunities for that. So it's gonna be more simple, but as usual, we're gonna hold a little ritual. We're gonna celebrate in private, and I'm gonna do whatever I do when it's sewing. I'm gonna indulge in divination a lot because I always do that at this period of time. And yeah, I'm gonna contemplate and I'm gonna ask for the wisdom of the ancestors in order to let go what needs to die.
Yeah, I think uh, because, as I said, my husband doesn't really do ritual or spell crafting with me
Hmm.
any longer. I was just taking a peek to see what night it is. It's going to be a Thursday night, so he works from home on Friday. Um, so maybe I'm definitely going to do my own thing in the
Hmm.
evening. So I'll do my own at the altar, not necessarily a full blown ritual, but I'm going to pay homage and remembrance to my ancestors. I'm definitely going to do some sort of releasing, sort of clearing out things that are completed, things I've accomplished, sort of release that. I'm going to take some time and meditate on the things that need to be sort of sifted through a little more, like shadow work, kind of work on my own. And I was just thinking that if my husband's up for it, maybe we'll do a dumb supper. And there, I want to try some of the logomancy with him because I
Oh,
haven't had the opportunity to do it with him.
yeah.
So I'm gonna, and maybe I'll ask my son and my daughter if they'd like some logomancy because I want to explore that a little more. So anybody that was in the group that I did readings for you, thank you for your feedback. That was great. So I want to sort of work on that a little bit, and that'll be a great a great time to do that. So nothing huge because I don't have, as I said, people to celebrate with here. So
Yeah.
yeah. Water is essential to our experience. Completely understand where you're coming from. Reflection, inner working of myself. Yeah, that's definitely a big part of between or after Samhain, before Ostara, before spring. That's sort of
It's
where I'm at.
yeah, yeah. I understand. What is glowy?
We're glowy. Well, I know my light is kind of bright.
So maybe it's the
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have
different.
to play with the lighting. This time it's so dark out now, and the other lights I have here are too low, and this one seems a little too bright. I know it reflects on my glasses too, but
There's not much light here because it's
so
it's
early.
this early in the night because it's still have too much light. So no, it's kind of dark by my side.
Yeah, I think you're kind of, well, your hair is like, because I can tell that you have the light from above, so
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of casts a light on you.
on the
Oh, you know. Oh, I am so thirsty tonight.
drink.
Mm,
So drink. Just do
I
what.
am. I'm drinking iced tea, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to sleep because it's auric light. Um, Drinking iced tea because I'm so thirsty, but there's caffeine in it, so I'm probably not going to sleep anytime soon. But that's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Amy. I'm
thank
going to
you.
share her comment. Look at this. You
That's
guys
nice.
look great.
Thank
Keep
you.
talking. We appreciate your content. Woo, woo.
That's
We're
sweet.
great to be. I know I'm excited to be back. It's
Yeah, I mean,
been. I mean, but I must tell you, I enjoyed the time away.
yeah, it was nice to take time to kind of recover and gather myself because it was pretty hard to get up each Saturday because it's Saturday for me. So it's the weekend. And
It
starting
is.
the weekend by getting up at 4:30 in the morning, it's difficult.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate
I
it.
do because I want it, but yeah, it's true that it was nice to recover a little bit, and it allows me to gather myself in order to launch some project that I had to. Now it's done. It's in the process of being done, and so yeah, it helped. But I'm happy to be there. If not, I wouldn't come. So
Yes, and we're only doing the show twice a month, so keep that in mind. So there will be no show next week, but there'll be a show a week after that.
no,
And when, oh no, there won't be. I was
no,
just going to
because
say, because if there is a month with 5 Fridays in it, we're only going to choose 2 of those Fridays. So I'll let you know ahead of time, so when we're done with the broadcast tonight, we'll look at the dates and I will let you know through my Facebook page or in the Facebook group the next date for the show. We don't have a topic selected yet. We'll let you know what the topic will be. But again, any of these topics are going to be from the perspective of a witch, so because that's what we are, and we cannot separate that because it's
no.
who we are.
That's the whole idea behind this specific show is that we don't want to separate our witchy self from the mundane self because it's the same. Even in if in during the year we do not have plenty of time to do spell work or ritual, we still are what we are because it's a part of us.
We're
It's the
not
one.
witches only at Samhain. We're witches all the time.
Yeah.
Not just when we're doing spells. We're witches when we're cleaning up children's vomit, or when we're feeding the cat, or when we're shopping, when we're playing ESO.
Absolutely.
We're
All the
witches
time.
all the time.
All the time. So yeah. Talking about that, there is, as usual, there, at least for me, definitely a shift in the energy, like always around this time of year. So, and I'm aware that I'm not aware, if I may say, because my mind is too busy with work and all, and it's, yeah. So I feel the shifting in the energy, but in the same time, I don't pay too much attention, and I'm kind of feel guilty, because it's my favorite moment of the year, and not being available because I do have too much to do. It's not something I like, but it's part of what we were saying. Even if I'm not indulging into the shifting of energy and going with the flow, feeling the veil getting thinner and thinner, and even if I'm not totally attuned with it, I still acknowledge it, and I am still a witch anyway, even if
Yeah.
I'm not, you know. And this is the show is, I think, about all of this. Even if you don't have always the time to play witch, you should be one anyway.
Yeah. Well, you are. My thought is, if you're a witch, you're a witch.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
was
not,
thinking,
then you play witch, and
and
then you
it's
feel
not the
like you're not a witch. When you're a witch, you feel witch 24/7,
same
31 days a month, 12 months a year. You know you're a witch.
thing.
Um, if you are someone who, if you're someone who, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it. I guess I'm just gonna, if you're someone who questions whether you're a witch or you're not, you're probably not a witch.
Yeah, probably not. But there is a lot of other way to work with energy, which is
Right,
not the only way. You can,
right.
there is so much to do, so much abilities that you can dig on and practice and use for anyone benefits. So being a witch is not required, and it's not a trend as well, and that is getting on my nerves because the insta witches phenomena is arriving here in France, and
Oh,
I can see, because my work requires me to be on social media regularly, and I can see the blossoming of a lot of insta witches. There is a lot of sudden people who discover how witchy they are and how dumb that sound to me. I'm sorry.
mhm.
It,
I think we did a show about, or maybe, yeah, I think we did. I think we talked about, oh, maybe not. Maybe I did a blog post or a video about psychics, mediums, and witches, and how, all witches are psychic, but not all psychics are witches. And I think all witches are mediums, but not all mediums are witches, and not all mediums are psychic. And when you're manipulating energy, you might be manipulating it in a energy. Maybe you're an energy healer. My
yeah.
husband, I know my husband resonates with the idea of being an energy healer, and he manipulates energy, but he doesn't call himself a witch. He doesn't call himself a warlock either, because he doesn't identify it, but he works with energy. I feel it. I see it. And that's where we connect. I appreciate what he does, but He's not into casting spells. He's not into all that other stuff. He doesn't commune with the dead. I mean, none of that interests him. But when you're talking energy and you're talking manipulating energy to get a manifestation of something, he does that very good, very good. And when we work together, it's almost instantaneous what we can manifest, but almost. But he won't call himself a witch, and I wouldn't call him a witch either.
No,
So
he is the one who knows
yeah,
what it is. So it's important to respect that. But yeah, November Eve was saying it's annoying, but about Insta witches, but it will bring some to their past, and they will drop aesthetics that doesn't serve them. I'm not sure of that. I'm
yeah,
not that positive about it because let's face it, now we are kind of raised to be superficial. All social media is aiming that. They want you to waste a lot of your time showing picture of yourself or of your meal of your holiday in on the social media. They want you to spend a lot of time trying to gather approval from others. And this is the same with any kind of spiritual activities, the ways they do it. It's all about aesthetics. So in my opinion, the one who aren't witches, truly witches, won't drop the aesthetic because it's the reason why they go to, because of the little trinkets and the objects and the vibes around it. It's about feeling special.
yeah. I think I definitely, for me, I can tell the difference between a witch who's a witch and maybe be using aesthetics in their practice. Like
Yeah.
they were a witch before they got into the aesthetics of it. And maybe they saw the trends on Instagram or saw the trends on Facebook or saw the trends on Pinterest and thought, wow, this is another way I can express what I already am doing, than someone who is just picking it up because they saw this person, and because witchcraft is very trendy right now and everybody has a line of witchcraft sort of paraphernalia that seems to be popular. They pick it up for that and they're only doing it for that. I mean, if you are a witch or you are attuned to energies or you're a psychic empath, I am sure that you too can see which ones have substance beneath the surface and those who are just doing it for the likes or for the followers or for
Or
whatever.
just feeling special because
Yeah.
it's the other side of the social media because it revolves around social media. This kind of trend, witchy trend, it revolves around this specific world. The worst thing about it's that it reinforced the idea that you need approval of other of your peers, and doing so, it reinforced the idea that you worth less than other.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a lot of people going to that because yes, there is a feeling of self empowerment in it. And if they can um, take this little part to help themselves, it's a good thing. So it's the only point where I'm gonna join the opinion, the very positive and light opinion of November Eve, but I'm more shadowy. So maybe they're gonna bring with them the feeling of empowerment that being a witch give, but I'm not so sure. Unfortunately, I think they are just, playing their part, playing an act, just for the eyes of the one who watch.
Mhm.
And there is a lot of that. I can tell there is a lot of that. And what pisses me the most is the one who discovers suddenly that they think they are witches. So okay, so suddenly, woo, new birth pagan, and starts to give advice, but they don't know what they're talking about at all.
Mm.
That it's I can't I can't stand that. It's oh god, shut up. It's it's horrible. So I shut the window off and ugh.
Yeah.
That doesn't help because they are spreading shit.
Yeah.
After the show, I'm gonna tell you a
Tell me
story
a story.
about Tito and Insta, which is yeah.
Okay.
We're
I
going
want to
to
highlight this.
finish.
You can't tame the spirit of someone who has magic in their veins. That is so true.
Yeah,
I mean, that really goes with a witch. The witch is a witch and they know they're a witch. They might not realize they're a witch right away. You know, maybe they were born in a Roman Catholic family and didn't realize what they were doing was witchcraft back
yes.
when they were reading their sister's cards and pretending to be a card reader when they were like 10. Um, I'm going to tell you your fortune. I and used to make medicines out of dandelions and things in the backyard to feed their sister who was
I know.
younger than her. Um,
I was brewing caution.
Me too. I didn't call them potions. I was just making medicine. But yes. And then Shadow Sun's comment, being a witch doesn't stop. You're a witch every second of every moment. 24/7, even in ways you don't realize. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it too.
I agree.
Definitely. There was something I wanted to say when you were
Yes,
talking
it's
about
true.
the witches, new witches giving teachings and lessons to other new witches.
Yes,
Yeah, that.
for me that's it's a problem in this specific way. It's perfectly right and a good idea to exchange with anyone because talking about ideas and vibration and anything like it gonna spark some new things, new feelings, new discovery, gonna encourage to gather knowledge. So all of this is perfectly fine and it needs to be done. The problem that I have with that is they are not exchanging and discussing things in order to grow something out of it. They are assessing things who are usually bullshit. I'm sorry, but
No, I agree. I mean, because there is a difference between having conversations and learning from each other and promoting yourself as a teacher after reading one book
yeah,
or after taking one class, or there's a difference between being a teacher or presenting yourself as knowledgeable and wise and experienced when you're a new person and you're the best way for you to learn would be to do exchange, having conversations with other people or sharing your own experiences. I don't have a problem with new people sharing their experiences and wanting to talk about their experiences. I think that's wonderful. And I think the more people you talk about what you experienced, how, the different points of views that you're going to get from other people, you're going to learn more. But saying, I have this one experience and now I'm going to be a teacher, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or make your own website or open your own shop, and you don't have a lot of experience.
yeah, no. is wrong.
I feel like that is that can happen in any sort of situations, and it bugs me because I am witch. So being a witch with years of experience, seeing that bothers me. If I was a chef with years of experience and I saw someone come out of a vocational school and claim themselves as a chef, and they're trying to teach new people, and they would bother me too. It
Yes,
would bother me too.
it's the same idea, but here we are talking about spirituality, and we know how far it can go in this specific topic, and how deep it can, enter the mind of some more fragile people. That's my concern. Because instead of exchanging and growing out of it, gathering things and become more knowledgeable, they are trapping themselves in such a tiny box. And the one who listen to this kind of people being trapped inside too, because they won't be able to go look further away, look around, and that's a problem for me. Yeah. Plus the fact that people tend to forget to say that what they are sharing is out of either their own experience or like a long um, heritage. Um,
Lineage or heritage.
yeah, lineage of folk knowledge.
Hereditary.
They
Yeah.
forget to say, like, lighting a candle or lamp for Samhain. They're gonna tell you you need to do that. Why? Where does it come from? And you see, it's lacking knowledge. It's lacking sharing where this knowledge comes from.
Right.
You should, if
They
it's
sort of
something.
state it like it's a fact instead of personal gnosis or personal understanding, or even where. Yeah, I agree.
Old tradition, or
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
need to share that, because if you assess something like it, like this, out of nowhere, even if it is actually in old tradition, okay, but that doesn't mean that gonna resonate with everyone. So you need to explain where it comes from, and you need to remind people that they can pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
And if not assess that you need to be this way, this is our society again, all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem with the Insta witches phenomenon, but it's all the same, putting you in a little box,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. It's empty as shit. Yes, like it's substance. Hey, Aaron.
I know Aaron's here. Hello, 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 hello.
Hey.
So, yeah, we've come to the end of our show tonight. That hour flew right by. We knew it was going to happen like that. So, yeah, the next show will be in a couple of weeks. Watch the group or my Cricket Song Facebook page for the date and the topic. We'll have a topic. Again, it'll be some sort of topic. If it's not witchy in nature, in the topic itself, it'll be from the perspective of Deux
Deux.
witches, one from America and one from France. Um, so yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you
Next
soon.
time. Thank you. Bye
Thank you. Love
bye.
you all. Blessed be.